Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Tuesday night edition of Matt and John Make a Podcast live reaction. Today, for September 1st, 2020, is WB NXT, and we had two advertised matches. We had the six-man street fight and the big anticipated six-man tag featuring they're not six-man, what the hell am I talking? Four-way for the NXT championship. So let's get just right into things because I feel like we have a lot to talk about in the main event. So we opened the show with the six-man street fight between Legado del Fantasma and Breezango, the new tag team champions, Breezango and Isaiah Swerve Scott, with Breezango and Swerve Scott getting the win. John, what did you think of this?
Pretty good opener. Nothing to really complain about. I figured that they were going to be giving Swerve Scott a pin here.
Yeah.
And obviously that feud is going to be continuing. Just had a question where the random forklift just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but forklift in the studio. Somebody has their forklift license, or
a random forklift is conveniently right there, but outside of that,
somebody had to drive it up to it, and it wasn't like it was there the whole time.
Well, I was just saying, but regardless, a very good match. Yeah,
I like that dive spot from them. I expected Breezango and Swerve Scott to win because it makes sense for me because they just won the tag team championships. Why lose right after you win? I would prefer somebody other than Escobar to take the pinfall there. Just because he's still a cruiserweight champion. But I still like Swerve getting the pinfall. I agree with that. I would rather have Escobar not be in that decision. Just because he has the other two. That was my personal preference, but as my one bigger criticism for that match. I did like, and this would probably be on Botchamania, when Escobar did that suicide dive on the Isaiah Swerve Scott on the outside, and he hits the barricade, and he doesn't go right over. So you just see him like, he got pulled by a ghost.
Yeah, the force of like God.
Yes.
Forced him over there.
That was a noticeable thing too. Yep. Besides that, off the top of my head, I think those were the two big things for me that I noticed. So yeah, not a bad opener in any stretch of the imagination. And then after that, we get Tegan, a video package with Tegan Knox talking about Candice LeRae again, and similar to what happened 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it was the same one, but saying do whatever it takes to fix the issues between them. And that was followed by Candice LeRae versus Casey Catanzaro with Caden Carter. It was there.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't really paying attention here. Just had like zero interest in this match. Just like waiting for the eventual match between Tegan and Candice here.
Another match to get Candice some win momentum, make her look better. After match, he cuts a promo saying that and I don't believe this for a second. It's straight heel tactics.
Mm-hmm.
The seeing that the friendship with Casey and Caden, she's a little bit jealous, distracted because it reminds her of the friendship between her and Knox. She invites Knox over to her house for dinner, and I sit there and go, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where they go with that.
Mhm.
That house is going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would be really shocked
Yes.
if it didn't. So yeah.
Yes. Which maybe that happens probably I would say next week. Then we get Timothy Thatcher and Bronson Reed. Thick boy. Our man Thick boy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm first of all, Thick Boys Titantron. That was cool.
Yeah.
That looked really good. Gotta wonder what the hell was the thinking here, of having him tap out to Thatcher. I hated this. I just did not understand it. And I guess they are clearly are going with a feud with Austin Theory and and Bronson Reed.
Yep.
But okay, if he's going to freaking lose, do it some like cheap thing. Don't have him tap out now, especially after the freaking steam he had off of Takeover, and now just like that, he, in my opinion, had a lot of that just like completely stopped with this stupid decision here. Match itself, it was fine, but man, this finish really pissed me off here. How'd you feel, man?
The justification for this finish was Austin Theory attacking Bronson. That being said, I don't think that what he did was enough to justify the tapping out. If he did more, right? And then the submission, I can buy it more. But that didn't happen.
No.
So I'm not particularly a fan of the finish. The trouble with Timothy Thatcher, as much in this role, how do I want to say this? As much as I like him, there's no win here.
No.
Because he is a submission finish. He finishes via submission.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked somehow Austin to do more. He had to do more.
A lot more.
I would, if the ref was distracted, maybe I would maybe as still a chair shot to an arm or something that Thatcher can exploit for the tap, because then you get wrestling 101. You get more, you get the sympathy on the baby face, which is Reed, because Austin Theory, the heel, cost him the match. He tapped him. That's why he tapped out. He wouldn't tap out normally. That would make more sense. The way they did it with being a I forget what's the move.
Fujiwara arm bar.
No. I mean, yeah, that, but with what Austin did, like a bulldog, basically.
Yeah. Which it basically it was a freaking move where I don't buy Reed being completely incapacitated and completely stunned, and like on top of that, it just like it's going to have to take a lot for me to believe Reed would just tap out that easily. And to me, it just didn't make any sense. And on top of that, Thatcher has been coming off a like few losses on top of that. So now, for some reason, we're going with Thatcher and Damian Priest, and
which
not which I just don't understand that right now at this time, especially to when you clearly were already starting that build with Damian Priest, and like on top of that, Reed already had a pinfall victory over Damian Priest too.
I think they don't want to didn't want to rush the because like I think this is what they're doing and because okay, if you have Damian Priest, right, you have the champion, and then if he immediately goes into Bronson Reed, you would expect Bronson Reed to win, right, and not lose, but and then that would come at the cost of Priest because he just won. I believe they're doing this to get Priest a credible win over Timothy Thatcher, so he has that a win there. So it's not just a waste of you win the ladder match, but you immediately lose it the next time, and then Reed gets in a carryover, not carryover, but you know what I'm trying to say. A feud in the meantime with Austin Theory. You reestablish Theory. You get Bronson over again or victories, and then eventually lead to probably at the next takeover or whenever, maybe even a regular show. Who knows at this point? You have Priest and Reed ultimately face off again, which I've no doubt that's where they're going, but just the step taken in this match was not the best one in my opinion.
No, but compared to the main event ending, in which that's gonna be feeling my freaking wrath here shortly. Yeah, like yeah. So let's move on here.
Yeah, okay.
On that.
Main event time, the fatal four-way match between Cole, Ciampa, Gargano, and Balor. Okay, now let me get my portion of the rant out of the way, and then we can get into the end and the match itself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a 60-minute Iron Man match. 1 hour, okay? There.
Oh, sorry. We're still alive.
Can I can mute you. I have the power. Anywho, why do you have to interrupt me?
To be a dick.
That is the gimmick. Anywho, okay, 1 hour, right? They're not gonna go balls to the wall in the first. This separated in 20 minutes, right? They have to wrestle for 60 minutes, pretty much straight. Yes, not everybody's. They're not everybody's going full out for 60 minutes. You're getting the getting the break. Okay, I get that. You need to build to an eventual climax, right? You go balls to the wall in the beginning, you have nothing left at the end. This is a whole "that's what she says" statement. I know I could see in your face you wanted to say it. Okay. I wanted the first fall to come within, I was going to tweet, but I didn't say, between the first
30 seconds.
No, that's your problem. Between the first 10 and 20 minutes. We got it a little bit after 20 minutes. Because think about this, people. In a main event, high-profile wrestling match, right, that goes, well, how long does a match usually go? A top match, right? 20 minutes, right?
18 minutes, 17 minutes, yeah.
Okay, cloak it around 20.
Yeah.
high school, little second grade math, 17 round up, 20 minutes. And that's only one fall in those matches. So why would a fall happen sooner in this one, right? Plus you have 4 people breaking up pins. Well, yeah, right. So we got the first fall with, I don't know, 21 minutes, a little bit over 20. Fine. Then it took a little bit longer for everybody else to get the fall, but fatigue sets in. Everybody got a fall. We're tied at 1, right? And everybody's selling how tired they are. Gargano did a great sell after the DDTs, the double DDT on the rope by Ciampa, which the name is escaping me at this time. But you get to put just selling, and afterwards, like looking dazed and confused. They're selling. Everybody's is tired, right? Nobody wants to give up that last pinfall because they know you take that pin, right? It's two to 1-1-1-1 or whatever. Pinfalls are crucial. If you go out and there's a bunch of pinfalls, I don't know if somebody had 2, 3, 1, and 2, whatever match, the pins don't mean as much in these matches. That's why I'm glad there was only 4 through 59 minutes and change. So people saying there's no storytelling, there's nothing. Blah. It's great pacing. The pinfalls meant something. They sold. You build up to more so the craziness at the end with stuff matters. The match itself was great in my opinion. The finish can jump off a cliff.
Bullshit. Especially too, Matt, when you advertise this whole week, we're going to be crowning a new champion.
Yes.
Like, you better come through. Like, this is some WCW TNA shit that they pulled out
I
here.
thought that it was going to be a great ending when Cole couldn't flip over Balor and there was like 6 seconds left. And I thought
I thought the same thing.
Right at the end, as the ref was going for 3, there was no buzzer, which was just stupid. Which right at the end, Cole comes up, it's much short, right? And Balor gets the win, and Cole sell in the face. Everybody else is dead, but Balor comes out the champion because he got that fall right, and I like that ending, that finish there with Ciampa hitting his finisher on Gargano. They have history. What a way to get that championship back. You pin your old rival with 10 seconds to go, but Balor out of nowhere hits the coup de grace, steals your title you pick up the pinfall, and you have a just straight up first feud, Balor Ciampa, right? That's hot. You have pretty much, you said on the tweet, anti-hero Finn Balor, right? Versus that bastard Ciampa, right?
Yep. A psychopath.
But you had it, and then
and this here is going to ruin a lot of people's excitement for anything for next week. Like this just pissed off everybody.
Yes.
It's like, it's bad, man. Like, when I see every single tweet on my feed, it's just like bullshit, horseshit. What the hell is this? Like, it's just like
and I know why they did it, but they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have done it. And are they on like Tuesday or Wednesday next week? Because
Tuesday, they're not. Okay. They're unopposed.
Or for next week, right?
Yes, they're on Tuesday again.
So why? And this, I mean, like I could see okay.
If it was
I could see
Wednesday,
okay.
okay, I get
Yeah,
it. I don't like it,
okay.
but
I
okay.
get it. You need something to go up against AEW, but it's like okay, you're unopposed. Like there's no reason to do that.
You're gonna get 800, around 800 regardless.
Right. It's just
Wait,
like
they're
I'm
gonna
just
get that today or tonight.
they
Definitely.
they might get 900,000. I think just
I
because of the 60-minute Iron match alone.
I'm
But
I'm gonna say around. I'm not gonna. I have this. Well, just from what I saw, but then again, that this is not a one. This is not mutually exclusive. I say because they were opposed last week and the week before. I say it's going to be close to 875 ish, around that ballpark between 870 and 880. I don't think they. I don't know if they average 800. I don't think they average 900,000. I think the last quarters will get probably maybe get around 900, but average with the first half, I think it gets lower than 900,000. So I think we have to wait for the quarterlies to come out to see where this match stacked up.
yeah,
In my opinion, because that was the big draw.
yeah, and like I tell you, man, I heard some rumblings earlier this afternoon that the finish of this was very questionable and really stupid, and I'm like, oh god, please don't let it be so dumb that I feel like that we just wasted our time, sort of thing, and it sucks because as like you said, up until the very end, it was really good, but then just like that, like you just feel like wow, I just wasted 60 minutes and we really didn't get anything accomplished, and now and just for them to book a like on one title match, and
I'm
then you
sorry, I read
think
a comment. I'm
okay,
sorry.
and then you think about it, you're like okay, so we're booking this title match when they're gonna be running unopposed next week. So it just this is not going to be doing them any favors here. And some other things, Matt. I would say two or one thing that was glaringly missing from this match, though, Morrow, and we
Yes.
had the news
And
of
another
him.
thing,
Yeah.
definitely a PC crowd hurt this.
Yes. Just
Even if this was in the Thunderdome, it would have been
it would have
way
been
better.
it would have been way better. Like and that was the second thing. But man, Morrow not being there, and this is zero disrespect to a like Vic
Oh,
Joseph,
no,
who
not
I
yeah.
feel he is definitely very good. But man, this match just did not feel as big. Whereas with like Morrow, he just brings something out, and it makes NXT and this year not feel as special, in my opinion. I mean, it's still a like pretty big match, but, but man, it's just like you really wished that they would have had him in this situation here,
yeah,
you know.
he how he announces, like his excitement, it's like a Doc Emmerich kind of
Very.
inflections
Right.
where everybody else could be good. I don't know. It's just everybody's else, like Vic. I'm saying I don't want to destroy Vic because he's better than Tom Phillips in my opinion, and he's excited and Wade Barrett is good too. In my opinion, I'm enjoying him. If it was just Vic and Beth, yeah. Here, so Vic's here. Morrow, just how he announces, you can't see my hand, but it's up here.
Hey, so apparently there's some rumors going around that Tiger Woods is possibly retiring.
No, I wouldn't. I got switching here. I would not.
Okay, because
I would not be surprised.
Because I saw like
Hang on.
Phil Mickelson tweeted something very weird about Tiger thanking him and everything. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Let me see now. I'm scrolling through. On a side note here, I wouldn't, with his back problems, and plus he's up there in age.
His like knee issues on top of that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I don't know, because there's always the Champions Tour, which I think Phil started. I don't know what I forget with age or whatever it happens. Here's Schultz Mixlin's okay, well, hang on here. So there's more here. So we have Dear Tiger, just suddenly to turn into a golf podcast. Thank you for all you've done for this great game of golf. No one has benefited more than me, and I just wanted you to know I appreciate you and all you've done. That's it. Thank you. And somebody commented, Phil, are we allowed to ask what sparked this tweet? Mickelson responded, random appreciation. So
I don't really buy that, but
I feel. See, I don't know if Mickelson would say anything if Tiger didn't say it first, because that's kind of just like you going to tell a friend's a story, but or tell a friend a joke, and somebody else comes and say, "Oh, isn't this the one about the punchline?" And you go, oh, "Thanks for taking my glory." So there's that.
But yeah, we'll see if anything more comes out of that. But like getting back on track here, like more when you heard that that he and WWE had parted ways, were you shocked? Or kind of how was your feeling there?
I thought it was originally something that happened with back when he was on SmackDown and quit, because we all know his history with his well, I don't know how to say it, but everybody, you know. So I immediately thought it was something with that, or if he was done, I whatever. But then he put on his Facebook that he wants to try other ventures and stuff, which good. I mean, he wants to do more stuff. Okay. I don't know. It just seems, I don't know if there anything triggered that, or he was just
I was
done.
listening
because his contract was up, I think, after 30.
And supposedly his mom is doing well right now, and is currently in like Canada being with her. So I think he probably wants to like step away for now. But you gotta wonder if there's more behind the scenes here. I mean, you can't completely ignore that, but now NXT is now without him and like Nigel now, and which in my opinion was by far the best commentary team um in the business. Like
Best.
I don't think there is really any comparison. And
Yes. Yeah. No.
and 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 not to completely criticize of Wade Barrett and like Vic Joseph because they have been really good so far, but it's just
It's not the same.
it's not the same. And that is something I'm feeling we are seeing more because man, it's bad, Matt. When I felt more satisfied after watching Raw last night over in NXT, something I never thought I would say.
I'm not
Um,
going. I'm not going that far.
just for strictly for this week, based on based on what happened there. Um, but I mean, like I'm just really sad
Yes.
about that. And yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's What are you gonna do?
Mhm.
I would assume Nigel stays over UK for NXT UK. I would assume since he's already over there.
Yeah. He's he'll look per load right now, but yeah, that.
I would expect Triple H puts him there.
Mhm,
With everything going on, makes the most sense.
mhm,
Why come here?
yeah.
Uh, so we have that and that. So
Oh,
and I'm fine. I'm fine with. I would. I kind of wish I could hear Wade Barrett and Morrow at least one time. I obviously you said it's not Morrow and Nigel, but
mhm.
I think I
I think those
Wade
two. I
Wade
think those
grows
two.
on me.
Yeah, honestly, I think like Kim and like Wade would be really damn good with each other.
Yeah,
Wade to me, he definitely has more of a presence.
yeah. He
On
sounds knowledgeable.
very,
Yeah, he's
and
very yeah, like you said, he has that oomph with his voice. Like if that makes
mhm,
you know what I'm trying to say.
mhm,
Yeah, made good. He made good points. When Balor broke up, that Champa monkey flip
mhm.
the first time, and not I'm not saying nobody else has said this. I would assume that Graves would say this, but he says I don't think that's a good idea from Finn,
Mhm.
because they're all opponents. Which I
Right.
sat there, I thought, thank you for saying that. And probably
Yeah.
somebody again like Graves would probably say that. I'm not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
Wade's special, but like
No.
stuff like that, like the second
With
week.
the he definitely knows everything about the psychology of everything going on. It's just it's just when you are so used to someone being that iconic voice of the brand. I mean, like there have been so many takeovers where just with his voice, man, Morrow just rose.
The Mamma Mia.
Yeah, like man, he would have Crouch chanting that like at every takeover, man. It's just it just you don't really realize how important that the commentary is. And man, it sucks. I mean, I do wonder, or no, I do think at some point he will be back in, into wrestling, whether it, it is NXT or AEW at some point. But I just hope that everything is okay with him, just because as we have seen that with his latest dust up with with Corey Graves about like 6 months ago or
I
so.
was
So
I unless I missed something, I don't know if I think with that, and I'll say this and be done with it. I think I believe Corey when he said it was just for kayfabe reasons, and I think the whole thing got blown out of proportion. But and Graves didn't mean ill will by it, but
no, but
it I think it spun out of it. I think it became worse than what Graves expected, and he probably was like, "Oh crap, I shouldn't."
yeah, like
I
I think people just need to actually realize, like, just how sensitive he is. Like any sort of criticism with
yeah
with his mental state is going to be damaging. I mean, like you can say whatever that you want, but man, when you were suffering from from like from
bipolar
from like
disorder.
yeah from bipolar disorder, that's nothing to
Yeah.
like
And
just like
I believe it was an honest mistake,
Mhm,
and I feel like Graves probably, and I know I think either just came out. I don't know. I don't remember. He probably talked to. I would assume talked to Morrow, and they had a conversation between those two. I
mhm.
there's no there's no way I don't think that had happened. And
No,
and if it wasn't known, it should be remain private between those two people. We don't need to
mhm.
know about it because
No,
it's not our business. We
no,
don't need to
it's
know
not.
every single thing. And
Mhm.
if what happened with Mara with Cousin Grave, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt again and say it was a mistake. He probably shouldn't have said it. We all say stupid stuff, and he probably deeply regretted it, and we moved on. That
Mhm.
is my take. So for next, let's be
Oh, before we close on that, I have two things that I
yeah
wanted to actually talk about. So we got some pretty big news as of yesterday. Brock Lesnar's WWE contract is apparently has expired now. He's now currently a free agent.
he'll be back. He'll be
Right.
back.
Yeah.
He's not
Like
going. He's not going anywhere.
no.
He's probably using this as he's not dumb.
Mhm.
Let
Yeah.
expire when Vince calls back. He's gonna be like, okay, here's the
Basically,
terms.
yeah, basically, from what I read, was like basically whenever Vince sees him, he'll call him, and yeah,
Yes,
they'll hash something. I don't see him
he'll get
going back.
paid.
Yeah, I don't see him going back into fighting. I don't see him going to
No,
AEW or
he's not
anything.
going to AW.
No.
People are ridiculous.
And even if he did, I don't know what you would actually do with
What are
him.
you gonna do? Who's he gonna? Who? No, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. The
No.
only thing right off the top of my head that I can see possibly that has any story to it, and maybe not even a great one, but it him and Moxley, and you can, but that takes into account if you reference their WrestleMania 32 lackluster match and
Mhm.
the real life heat they had. To me, that's
Right.
the only thing that makes sense. But that's one and done. There's nothing. They're not
Yeah.
going to get him. It's people go, oh, he's
Yeah.
going to go AEW. No,
I
he made so
but
much money, he
at
could
the
sit
same
home
time,
and do anything.
but at the same time, though, for a fact he's going to be leveraging them with WWE though. Like
No, well,
supposedly,
vice versa. Well, definitely vice versa.
yeah. Because this has definitely has happened before. When he was re upping with the company. So yeah, like that. So that definitely happened, but yeah, I just feel like honestly, until they actually have fans back, I don't see them coming back
Yeah, we
until
don't.
then.
You don't need him now.
No, and to me, like they need to really build up Roman with Heyman because at some point you can eventually play that card again.
Yeah.
Roman versus Brock. So
And people, no, see, people don't want Brock to leave. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying people don't want Brock to leave or leave, but are tired when he was on. Tired of him when he was on, but when he leaves, it's like, woe is me. You don't want him. Some people, this is not everybody. This you hate him when he's here, but you're sad to see him go. Like, we don't need Brock right now. When he comes back, the distance makes the heart grow fonder. When he comes back, it's gonna be a big, more impactful moment than if he comes back immediately and since Mania, right?
right.
This lad, we're talking about building stars. They're doing it, in some instances. Let's focus on now, and when the time comes, when Vince is like, "I need you, pal," he'll be signed. He'll show up at a Mania or Rumble or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree. And into like I would at this stage in his career now, you only really need him for like for big impactful
Manias,
moments. Yeah,
mostly
Manias.
manias.
Yeah, like because to me, I don't need to be seeing him for about like 3 or 4 pay-per-views a year now. Like to me, he has faced everyone at this point.
Yeah,
Unless I mean, like you know, we are talking guys such as like Keith Lee, Roman, maybe a like Biggie at some point. It's just there's really nothing that I'm dying to see with him right now. So I'm perfectly fine with him being on the sidelines because now with this whole pandemic era that we are currently in, this is a perfect time to be building up new guys, and like we are seeing that with guys such as like Drew, Keith Lee, Dominic Roman is a completely fresh coat of paint. With him with with him turning baby face here as I say. But so yeah, we'll see how much longer he'll be out for, but I would imagine he's probably just going to be out for the foreseeable until we actually have actual
I would say the
crowds there.
earliest, yeah, I would say the earliest to build to next Mania, if there is a crowd. I mean, it's Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, Vince is going to go all out. It's
Yeah.
Hollywood. If
Mm-hmm.
if there's a crowd,
Mm-hmm. And the like very last bit of news here, Matt. So apparently Retribution is going to be exclusive on like Monday Night Raw,
yep.
according to Fightful.com.
And that makes sense based on what we saw the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's like okay,
It doesn't make sense.
it doesn't
But
make sense.
yeah, it doesn't
But
make the only intrigue so far is I want to know who they are.
I mean, like you can definitely clearly tell one of them is definitely Dijak. Like
And I think it's me, and I think Mia is
me.
now. If next week, it's still the same people that I'm going to assume, because you always have reports that it's been been stand-ins.
Mm-hmm.
But this basically the same people 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think it's them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
Keith Lee's not keeping track of his woman.
yeah, I was like, how awkward is that? Is that going to be
Yeah.
if he's confronting her? He's like,
What the hell,
so
woman?
this is where you've been all this time.
Yeah, this
And
is where
I'm like, too. I hope that he isn't involved, just because I don't want to see him versus Dijak again. I've seen that match way too many times now. Like
the only way that makes sense is that most people probably haven't seen it on the main roster shows because more people don't watch Raw and Raw than compares to NXT. So but for the NXT loyalist, nobody wants to, even though it's gonna be good, with a different dynamic, but I would keep him away from Retribution, and definitely with Mia if she's actually in it. Keep him away, because as soon as I don't know. I'm interested. I'm still interested to see what they do. It's just keeping me intrigued, even though it's not the best. You kind of want to see what happens. It's like you're watching a bad movie, but it's like, I don't like it, but at least I just kind of want to see what happens now.
And I think that pretty much eliminates any sort of involvement of like Roman being the leader of that, which I'm like, I think that would have been a really creative way to help the group. And now without him, I view this group as just cheap. I mean, like, unless there is
somebody who's coming back, it just hasn't showed up.
I mean, like, which I find it very hard to believe. And to me now, Matt, I just view them as just a cheap knockoff of the Nexus. At this point,
I didn't like that last segment with them, in terms of it came into that segment. I was okay. The segment I was okay with, because for the most part, but when they come into the building, right, you see them walking in, they beat up the crappy security, right, and they're walking backstage. Then you get to the triple threat match, right?
Right.
I was expecting shenanigans with them, right? Because if you're walking into the building back in, you would think that's the tease for the last segment, right? But nothing happened, and I'm like,
it just how? I'm like, hey guys, if that's all that you were planning on doing, then why have them show up at all? Like,
I get they interrupted the tag match, which I'm fine with, because we've seen it 5,000 times.
Right.
So they did that and leave, and then Adam Pearce is busting a blood vessel in his head.
My God, he was losing his goddamn mind.
I like him on TV. I like his new role. He's great. He's great. And then so they have that story, and wrestling history says when you put security in, it never works out.
Nope,
never. And not one. Name me one instance, I would be shocked. And so they come in, and somehow nothing happens. There's no. Do they get stopped? We don't see him get stopped. There's just so many
freaking loopholes and logic gaps in this thing.
There's no WB exclusive video of superstars fighting them off backstage, or the main event was on, which at least it would be something.
And it would make sense. Why would nobody at least like show people running or fighting or something? No, like, they're just randomly showing up, and they're like, and people are just fine with him just making a freaking mock out of shit down there. It's just,
I don't know. I had high hopes.
Well,
I just want to see who these people are.
And speaking of like Raw, I think it's definitely clear though, Matt. Vince is all in on the in the Keith Lee business right now.
Yes.
There's
no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
As of now.
Well, and supposedly, I read somewhere that basically, supposedly Vince told Orton make Keith Lee a freaking star,
And he did.
and like he did.
He
So,
did.
and I had a feeling that they were going to do a like finish with that triple threat match
Yes.
of basically Keith looking like a freaking monster,
Doesn't
um
get pinned.
and doesn't give him probably the best thing
Yes.
that you
If
could have
you're
done
gonna
there.
do what you
Mhm,
expect Orton to do, because obviously he's got to finish the feud with
mhm,
Drew.
mhm.
Yeah, it made sense. I don't see what the it worked
And
because
to
if
me,
it,
Matt,
it's
it,
too soon for Keith Lee,
yeah, it is
obviously,
just
and because with it, nobody else would make any sense other than Orton. What
mhm.
depending on what has happened so far,
And to me,
nothing else makes sense.
I would definitely, I would not be, I would not be angry if this eventually led to a like WrestleMania program between like Drew and Keith Lee. I think that would be that would that would give like McIntyre a very solid title run, and then eventually handing it off to Keith Lee, who like probably in the next 8 months or so is going to become either WWE or he like Universal Champion, um depending on like
I
how the draft goes, which
Yes,
is supposedly happening within
in
the
the
next
next
few
month.
weeks.
That
Or-
I keeping the brand split. I think that desperately needs to happen
Mhm.
more so for Raw.
Yep. and
Desperately for Raw.
and man, we kind of forgot though, without Sasha and Bailey on Raw, oh my god, is that division
And
lacking
Becky.
Becky too? It's just, I mean, like that segment with Lana and I'm like,
It's the Lana character brought that it brings that down.
oh my god, like it's a far cry to where she was with like Rusev when like he
Yeah,
first came in, because
she,
man, was
she's gotten
she
better in the ring, but it's not. It's her
unbearable. It's
it's her character that I can't. I don't
channel
like
changing
it.
heat. Channel changing heat. That's what it is.
I'm
And and like
I'm more
I'm asking.
annoyed.
Mhm. And two, I'm asking myself, do we have nothing else good to do with freaking Mickey James? Like, is this
As long as she gets a title shot against Asuka, which I would
I'm
assume
fine,
is coming, I'm fine
but
with it.
like Natty and like Lana, I just have no desire to see them. And god damn it, where in the hell is Bianca Belair? Is she is she like is she like missing or something? Like, can we feature her on the show in some form or fashion, feud her with someone? So I would love to know that. And this was something I found out late last night, Matt. Are the Iconics now like going their separate ways now? Because I
That
thought,
was the stipulation
yeah, that
at the
was
end of the match. Yes,
that it seemed to come out of like left field right there. But
yes, because the Riot Squad won. They have a
Mhm,
title shot. They're number one contenders against Shayna and Nia, where the
mhm,
Iconics was supposed to break up. The losing team breaks up, and then
right.
they were put on. They had a segment on Raw Underground where after Jessamine Duke's match
Mhm,
debut, and then Marina Shafir fighting, um, the Iconics were out there, and Shafir and Duke were like looking at him, like challenging them, and Peyton threw Billy Kay into the ring, and Duke or both of them, whatever, pretty much kicked Billy Kay out cold, and then that led to that memed picture between Peyton Royce and Shane, which is hilarious. The reaction,
yeah, and then that's why I sent that to you. Caption this.
Yeah, you sent him at work during work, and I forgot after it was period. I forgot I was busy. Oh, I'm sorry, I was earning a paycheck. I have to be busy. I can't be on my phone.
One of the benefits of like working from home, you can multitask.
Yeah, but I just forgot I got busy because we were working out technology crap.
That sounds awful.
It's not as bad, but
yeah, guys, this is going to do it for this live stream.
One thing quick. So next week, I don't think we talked about it. We obviously get the sudden death, if you will, between Finn Balor and Adam Cole, and also made official Mercedes Martinez and Rhea Ripley inside a steel cage.
Okay.
So those two matches are the so far been advertised for Super Tuesday 2 next week.
And and as like for this week, obviously we are going to be back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite, and hopefully Matt doesn't lose power this week.
I think we're good.
And I believe we are planning on doing a live stream for Saturday for All Out. Are we not, Matt? Or
I was trying to.
Okay, all right.
Well, stuff's going on. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm hoping to, but there's no guarantee. People, I got stuff to do, and I'll try to get back in time. But
all right. Okay, so yeah, we'll keep you in touch with other, but as always, follow our Twitter page. We are constantly on there, interacting with you guys, and such, and like, comment, subscribe, and we shall be back tomorrow for another live stream, which we will be covering AEW Dynamite, and also previewing AEW All Out for this Saturday. So for Matt and John, we shall see you tomorrow night.